Hello friends, I'm Meghna Thomas and welcome back to our channel Epaulettes Aviation Pilot Training Academy, your route to the cockpit. If you remember, I've always emphasized on the importance of a computer number for a pilot. How I've always told you that it is a unique identification number issued to you by the DGCA or issued to every pilot in our country by the DGCA. So in today's video, I'm sure you all would have guessed, I am going to show you how to apply for the computer number. But before we start applying for the computer number, there are a few things that you need to know. The computer number is applied on the Pariksha portal, the web address for which is pariksha.dgca.gov.in. So for all those of you who are about to begin your commercial pilot training journey, you will all have to register yourself on the Pariksha portal, and this is where you will be applying for your computer number. And once you get your computer number, it is on the same portal that you will be applying for your exams and other things as well. You need to keep your portal updated at all times, your logbook, your flying hours, everything is updated on the Pariksha portal as well. So for a pilot to have an account on the Pariksha portal is a very important thing. Before we begin with creating an ID on the Pariksha portal, there are a few important instructions for you to know if you are a new candidate or an old candidate as well. So before we start applying, there are certain documents that you need, and that would be mentioned in the user manual. So let us just go through those instructions at first. So there are certain important documents that you need to have before you apply for your computer number, and also after you apply on the portal, your hard copies need to be sent to DGCA within 10 days of application. So all those instructions are mentioned in the user manual. Let me take you through those. Let's get started. At first, on your internet browser, whichever it is that you use, on the address bar, you have to type pariksha.dgca.gov.in. And as the Pariksha portal opens, you will see Director General of Civil Aviation Online Examination Portal. Welcome to Pariksha DGCA. So this is the website. Click here to proceed. Now on your right side, you can see it has flight crew. You have new candidate registration, old candidate registration, and candidate login. On the left is AME. AME is your aircraft maintenance engineers. We are not looking for that. We need the flight crew. So we will go on the right. And because you're new to for the computer number, you have to go on the new candidate registration. The old candidates can log in with the old candidate registration, and basically old candidate is for those people who had the computer number for a long time but they have not registered on the Pariksha portal. So in case you want to update all your details on the Pariksha portal, you can register through the through old candidate registration. Now before we begin with the registration, we will click on new candidate registration, and as you see, there's a page that opened up. It says instructions to the candidates, flight crew. Very important to read through these instructions. I am not reading these instructions for you. These are quite self-explanatory, and there are about 8 points, and you can just read through those. However, at the bottom you will see the address. This is the address to which the documents for your computer number have to be posted. So point 8 reads, after successful submission of application online, the duly signed verified hard copy of the same, your PDF copy received through registered email, must reach CEO at the following address by speed post, maximum within 10 days from the date of online submission. And this is the address. As you go down, you see the option. I have read all the instructions, but before you click submit, I would suggest on the top of the page, here on the right hand side, just next to contact us, you're going to see the user manual. Click on the flight crew manual. Here are a bunch of instructions of what are the documents that you need for your computer number and how is it to be applied and sent for. It's just a manual which is better to be read before you start applying for your computer number, because it has all the explanation given as to which are the documents and what are the sizes, which I think is very important. Before you start applying, before you open your registration page, it would be better if you could just have your documents ready. They are all of a particular size and it's mentioned. So if you don't have your documents ready in the correct size, or you're finding it difficult to do it at home, you can take those documents to a computer cafe and get it done for yourself and have the bunch ready with you. And otherwise, it is very easy these days to reduce the sizes of your documents or increase it, or whatever you want to do. You can do that online free. So however you wish to do it, just keep those documents ready. I am here at the chapter 1 introduction. I am not going to read these rules out to you, but only a certain important points which I think are important. I would be reading those. So let's just get to the new candidate registration. Now here's chapter 2, which is minimum system software personal requirements. Well, you can just read through that. Your individual email ID and mobile number of the candidate is an essential component of the system, and all important information such as the computer number, roll number, examination schedules and application status, etc. will be communicated to the candidate on their email only. So whatever email you are mentioning on the Pariksha portal has to be a very valid email ID, or the one which you are usually using, because whatever updates about your exams or whatever updation on the portal you're doing would happen through your email, right? And well, password policy and all is not important. However, candidates need to keep ready scanned and soft copy of the following: applicant photograph in JPG or JPEG format, and same applicant signature in JPG and JPEG format. So this is important. Your photographs, two photographs, that is your application photograph and your signature has to be in the JPEG/JPG format. Okay, it says uploading the photograph and signature is a one-time exercise. It is therefore advised that only the latest color photo is uploaded. Well, you have to put your latest color photo, and all about the email and all. Now the document size. Well, if you can see, your 10th 12th pass certificate, date of birth certificate, 10th and 12th board verification equivalent, all these that are mentioned here have to be 100 KB in size, and your 10th and 12th mark sheet, your passport and visa need to be 200 KB in size. Like I said, it is very easy to do it online. In case you find it difficult, please take it to a nearby computer cafe and get it done for yourself. Otherwise, it can be done sitting at your home also. Now, the specification of the photograph and the signature. Acceptable specifications of the photograph. The size of the color photograph has to be 45mm height into 35mm width, taken on a white background without borders. The face on the photograph must be 35mm height and 25mm width. So the face size should be 70% of the photograph, which means the photograph should have more of your face in it. Well, your photographer will understand if you tell him that. And the photograph must be of matte finish. The size of the scanned color photo image should not be more than 70 KB. Okay, so your colored photograph that you scan should not be more than 70 KB, and again it must be in JPEG or JPG format. Again, for the acceptable signature, the signature has to be 20mm height and 45mm width, white background and without border. The size of the scanned signature should not be more than 20 KB. Please keep that in mind, not more than 20 KB. Well, you wouldn't be able to upload. The moment you start uploading, that will show you your sizes more, and then you'll have to, reduce it any which ways. And the signature image must be same, JPG or JPEG format. Signature uploaded and signature on the physical copy of the application must be the same. So please make sure that you practice your signatures well before you do it, and be sure that whatever signature you're doing here is what will be on your application form as well. If you come down, you can see a photograph, a sample photograph is shown. So this is your correct photograph. It shows 25mm and 35mm, all the height and width details. And just below that you see the right form of your signature as well. So I hope you understand when you see this, and this is how you need to do it. Now next is the name. The name will be accepted as mentioned in the 10th standard mark sheet matriculation subject. So whatever is your name that you've given on your 10th standard mark sheet, just make sure that your name is written the same way and there's no changes with that. So if the name appears different and or has been changed subsequent to acquiring the basic qualification, equivalent qualification, or due to marriage, any other reason, the self-attested copies of amended mark sheet and pass certificate or a gazette notification issued by the state or central government for a name change and the recent passport issued with the current name shall be accepted against the proof of name. So in case your name has changed from what it was on your 10th standard certificate, these are the documents that you can give for as a proof that this is what your name has to be now. And about the date of birth, again it's the 10th standard certificate and mark sheet, and or else it's your birth certificate from the municipal corporation. Education qualification, 10th standard certificate and mark list for PPL, CPL, ADPL, FDEG and FN, I don't know what those are, and it has to be from a recognized board. and it can be CBSE or state government or any education board. Then you have a 10+2 markless and pass certificate. So you have to be pass in your 10th and 12th standard. So with respect to acceptance of pass status, the applicant has to be declared passed, including the physics and mathematics subjects in 10+2 standard, and pass awarded by the board will with fail status of these subjects shall not be considered acceptable. So basically you cannot be fail, you shouldn't have failed in these subjects, otherwise you will not get your computer number. You will not be able to become pilot in your country if you're not if you don't have or you have not passed physics and maths. It also talks about the board verification certificate. We have already done a video on how to get your 10th and 12th standard CBSE board verification. So in case you have any doubt about the board verification, please do have a look at the board verification video. So you just read through all these instructions and you would understand whatever are the documents required. And there's just one more point which I wanted to tell you guys. So these are the proof of address that you can give. You can give your Aadhaar card, passport, voter ID, ration card, and the proof of address issued by state government. You also have a self-attested copy of identification such as your SPL, FRTOL, passport, Aadhaar, voter ID, defense identity card, dependent card by the defense, ration card and all of that. So this is what you can give. This is for foreign nationals. I'm not reading that. So this was a quick glance at the instructions for the computer number, about all the documents required and the procedure. In my next video, which is the part 2 for this, I will be showing you how to register and how to apply for the computer number as well. What are you waiting for? Come, let's fly!